Hi, I'm here with Echoes winner Brooke Shiley, who got first place in the poetry category and second place in the fiction category for two of her pieces. Hi, Brooke. Can you tell us about the piece you got first place in?
Okay, so the title of the poem that I got first place in is The Girl Standing on the Edge of the Planet, and it's based off a poem by Joy Harjo called The Woman Hanging from the 13th Floor Window.
What can you tell us about the name? Is this an imitation name of the poem by Joy
Harjo, yeah. Kind of. I thought that I just wanted to change it enough that it wouldn't be super similar, but the entire poem, just the structure of it and the spacing and the way things are worded are all kind of loosely based off of her poem.
So would you call it an imitation poem, or would you say you just were inspired by her work and wrote it from that?
It was actually an imitation poem assignment for a class, so technically, yeah, it is an imitation, but I definitely am inspired by her other work.
What aspects of the poem did you change, and what did you really make your own?
Well, the poem that she wrote is more about a woman who's tired from being a mother and working 24/7 and being dependent on by her family and all of her husbands or her ex-husbands. And then I kind of changed mine so I could relate to it more, in that it's about a girl instead of a woman, and just being tired over other things, just like kind of the stresses of daily life as like a teenager, I guess.
That's great. Do you have a particular line that stands out to you?
Oh gosh.
Here, how about
I
this?
like.
How about you read through the poem first, so we can.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. She is the girl standing on the edge of the planet. Her mind is hazy, her breathing is sharp, her eyelids are heavy. She is dented with what look like tarnished embers, but could be forest fires waiting to happen. She believes that sleep will come. The girl standing on the edge of the planet is not alone. She is a piece of 100 people. She is the daughter of a drained mother and a refreshing father. She is the sister to a sprout and a friend to the performers. But to her they are all gray. She is all the girls who watch her from their own planets, who have searched for the softness she longs for. In her they watch themselves. When she was young, she collected stories that she would go on to tell the one she loved the most. That was on the hill, and she was happy then. They held her. She watches from the maple tree as Vista screams. People rushing to their 4-story homes, and Ralph Lauren children. She wonders if any of these people are sitting on planets like hers. Their stories are etched into her eyelids. She is the girl on the edge of the planet who lives on the rich side of town. Her eyes are overcast from early mornings, her belly soft from the weight change. She feels safe in oversized clothes that drape over her 2 short legs. She is hanging by an orange pill. The girl standing on the edge of the planet hears voices. They come to her when she says the wrong thing, when the drawers aren't closed, when she's lonely. Sometimes it's the voice of her isolation, or the food she ate that day. Sometimes it's the voice of her mother. That's when she wants to hold on to the sleepy t-shirts as she rests her eyes at night. The girl standing on the edge of the planet hears other voices. Some of them say it's all in her head. Others tell her the world is ending. There are some tender whispers that tells her she deserves to be here. The whisper voices are complicated. But she is the girl standing on the edge of the planet, and they tell her to love others as she would herself. She says a prayer and vows to never love anyone the way she loves herself now. She loves with hot water. She thinks of every person in her life, every option, every temporary source of comfort. She thinks of all of the girls she has been, and all of the boys too. All of the people she wishes to become. She thinks of the shape of her body and the shape of her brain. She thinks of the curve on Vista and the constellations at the lake. Her head throbs with ever-morphing emotions as she remembers her black-streaked face and nose full of salt water. Her eyelids are sandpaper. The girl standing on the edge of the planet cries for loose change, ticket stubs, and nights in a secret room. She cries for lost interest, sore ribs, and the smell of clementines. She cries the hardest at ambiguity. She reclaims herself as she steps back onto solid ground.
Wow, that was wonderful.
Thank you.
Is there any line there that really stood out to you as sort of like encapsulating the piece or that you like the most?
I like the line that says she thinks of the curve on Vista and the constellations of the lake, because I live on a curve on Vista. That's like the street that I live on. And I have a lake cabin in Washington where you can see the stars at night because it's not really near the city. And yeah.
So this is connected to you as a person. Would you identify yourself as the girl who lives on the edge of the planet?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So are you proud of this personal piece? Do you think it puts you well in the place you were at the time, or were you drawing your inspiration from yourself?
Yeah, I think that I definitely was drawing my inspiration from myself, and I'm proud of just this piece in general. But I definitely think that, like, I wrote this during a different time of my life, and I feel differently now. Yeah.
Thank you for your reflection, Brooke.
Thank you.